Alright, gang. My response to KSI. We got W.A.D.E on deck. All I kept seeing was under KSI's videos that I react to, and even on some of mine's. Pretty much W.A.D.E and KSI had this back and forth going on, or he says something where KSI was pretty much disrespecting him. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see his side of the story, because KSI has yet to come out with a video, whether it be Reddit or something, talking on the situation. Last thing I did see was him apologizing on Twitter. He tweeted out to him, I think, and pretty much apologized. So we're gonna see what's going on.
As you guys probably already know, I am making this video to respond to my character being called into question as a person and a professional by two individuals, Mams Taylor and KSI. And as you guys probably already know, this all, at least from what you guys think, stemmed from a video I did called KSI versus Jake Paul is not happening. And in that video, I said, even though I previously had thought different, I wasn't so sure that KSI and Jake Paul would pull better pay-per-view numbers than Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Now, we're going to get into all of that in a second, but
he thinks they wouldn't?
Paul and Tommy Fury. Jake Paul would pull better pay-per-view numbers.
I think it would. Honestly, I really think it would. You know what I'm saying? That's like one of the biggest fights that people want to see, especially like KSI's fan base and also Jake Paul's. Like, they just want to see both of them fight. All this back and forth on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to do way more pay-per-view numbers than Jake and Tommy.
Than Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Now,
that's just me,
we're going to get into all of that in a second, but that was the tipping point for everything that came my way. All of, like I said, the personal attacks. KSI saying I was two-faced, that I was playing both sides, and even going as far as to saying, fuck everything you stand for, you two-faced word I can't say here. Mams Taylor publicly in front of everyone in a Twitter space and now everyone in the influencer boxing scene, just like all of this was done publicly in front of everyone, told me to go have fun on Kingpin, effectively firing me from Misfits.
Who else has built that fight like this? Look at my channel. No. Who has built that fight more?
Anyway, have fun on Kingpin, W.A.D.E.
Now, since then, KSI and Mams Taylor have apologized for their tone, the outlash, the way in which they went about things, but the apologies themselves don't make up for the words that were said to me. The attacks on my character, personally and professionally, saying that I am one way behind the scenes and one way on camera. I can promise you guys it's not the truth. I'm going to prove it to every one of you guys that supported me right now. So KSI made a video, or was a part of a video on Side Plus, and he addressed the situation, and by doing so showed me that not only is this apology that was tweeted at this almost exact same time Mams Taylor tweeted it, and I know exactly why, starting to ring hollow, but that he's not even trying to hide the fact that they're lying.
W.A.D.E is obviously allowed to have his opinion on anything. He can, you know, it's a free society. You can say whatever you want, do whatever you want. That's cool. But I'm okay. I'm allowed to hate on it as well. Like, I'm allowed to.
He says, I'm allowed to have my opinion on anything, but he's allowed to hate on it as well. And I know he's misspeaking there, and he means he's allowed to have his own opinion. And he's right. I've never told KSI he can't have his own opinion on the things that I say or anybody else says, because why would I do that? Of course he can have his own opinion, just like I can have mine, but only one of us got upset about that. And it wasn't me.
The reason why I was like, he's two-faced is because behind...
You hear him again, call me two-faced. So, again...
So, all right, so was this episode was probably uploaded... No, this episode was probably recorded when he did make that initial tweet. The apology obviously happened after the video was recorded. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. He probably recorded that episode on Side Plus on the podcast the same day, if not some days after the apology tweet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I'm saying it sounds like it happened when he did tweet that the tweet, when he did tweet the tweet before apologizing.
Again,
calling him
did
out.
the apology really mean anything if you continue to say things that aren't true? And maybe JJ just doesn't know that it's not true. But to call me two-faced again shows me that the things you apologize for weren't the words you said. It was how you said it.
I need the dates. I'm not going to say he's right or wrong. I'm not going to say KSI is right or wrong. I need the dates. When was that episode recorded? Like I said, could have been after he tweeted that. It could have been after the apology. In between, I don't know.
Behind the scenes, he's there like, this tag team idea, brilliant, I love it. And then online, he's there like, not sure about this. Don't think this is a good idea. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, bro, you 1 minute you're saying you like it to me in private, and publicly you're saying what the public want to hear. So
none of this is true. I can't believe JJ just flat out said that to the Sidemen. And by the way, the Sidemen themselves are getting this information from JJ, but I genuinely like those guys.
There's two sides to every story, ladies and gentlemen. There's always two sides to every fucking story. And a lot of people don't tend to go listen to the second story. Because in this situation, you know what I'm saying? Here he is saying he's pretty much lying. That KSI is pretty much lying to what he's saying right now in that podcast, right? There's two sides, bro. There's always two sides. And motherfuckers need to learn how to go listen to the second side, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Toby, Ethan, Josh, like, I like those guys. I've only met them a couple times, and to be honest, I liked JJ, and I still want to like JJ, but I don't know if he's confused or if he's just flat out lying here, but none of this has happened. What I said about tag team boxing on camera is the same thing that I said behind the scenes, and I can show you guys on screen now that I have the receipts to prove it. January 28th was my tweet about tag team boxing, where I said, and I think a quote tweet of Fred's, that I needed to see it, but on the surface of it, I didn't like it. Because as a combat sports commentator, I have seen things tried, like multiple man fights in MMA, where guys get absolutely battered with their head turns and caved in. So of course, I was concerned when I heard tag team boxing, because this is already a niche in the sport of boxing that a lot of guys that don't box are coming into, are learning how to box. And then on top of that, on a couple of weeks' notice, are going to learn how to tag team box, guys with no experience. In fact, when the tweet went live, B-Dave said he didn't even know what the rule set was.
But how does a tag team boxing match actually run? What are the rules like?
Well, Mams hasn't completely explained everything to me, but I was down because I really want to fight Stromedy. And I think that me and Pineda joining forces would be sick. It'd be like a father and son boxing match, you know?
How long does the rounds last, and how many rounds are there?
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was just, bro, deadass, I watched it. It was just like, you box, you feel me? You want to get the other person in? Boom. And it was just a back and forth. You feel me? Like a... Is it Royal Rumble in the WWE? No, right? No, it's not Royal Rumble. It's tag team. Tag team fight. I forget, bro.
Were things I
but
was
it was like
concerned
that.
about
Just
the rule
tag
set,
them
the
in.
health and safety of the fighters. Were we going to take it seriously? Because if we didn't, someone's going to get hurt. I only have two ways of contact with KSI. One is when we see each other in person, and two is through Twitter DM, which we're going to get into in a second. But the last time that I DM'd KSI up to that point was October 14th. And also, in person, the last time I had spoken to KSI was January.
I want to read it. Hey, brother, I know you're not trying to do a ton of interviews this weekend, so my bad on asking, but the Zone want me to snag you at 3 today if you're free for 15:20 for the weigh-ins. Let me know if you can swing at things, Box. Boss man got a question for you. What's up? Ignored it. October, ignored it. Wednesday.
14th. And also, in person, the last time I had spoken to KSI was January 14th, 2 weeks before rumors started to circulate about tag team boxing. And then the announcement was made on the 30th, and as soon as I saw it was real, I saw they were actually doing this, I sent a text to Mams Taylor. Hey, Mams, just wanted to let you know I'm recording a video on this tag team idea. I'm going to be honest with the people. Just my opinion, but I don't like it. And I go into why, but that's all. And then Mams Taylor says, you never mentioned that to me when we spoke about it, and maybe I could tell you more about it before you do that. I guess he meant to say, so you have the full picture. Mams Taylor and I never spoke about tag team boxing, and I never once told Mams Taylor it was a brilliant idea that I loved, which is why I said in my reply, we never spoke about it. We spoke about a pro tournament that you had planned. All of this, all I heard of this was rumor until today. I'd gladly hear more about it for sure. Just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Then he said, okay, we'll talk before you post so you get the full picture. So yes, I was open to hearing more about tag team boxing, and we did sit down and talk that night, and that was the very same night that I recorded the Breakdown podcast with Sensei and had these things to say about tag team boxing.
The reason you have to tag out is because imagine someone is faking like they're going to go tag, right? Like they step into that circle, they turn, boom, throw the right hand over, you know? You could get some like safety issues could be a real thing here. This is why this, like, again, I told everybody involved, I need to see this.
So it sounded like Wade is thinking about it more of a safety perspective, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else may or may not have had that same mindset that he has. You feel me? Because if you watch the fight, bro, it was fucking brutal. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed it, but it was brutal.
A real thing here. This is why this, like, again, I told everybody involved, I need to see this before I really make a judgment on it.
So no, I didn't hate tag team boxing. I didn't like the idea of it because of the health and safety involved with the fighters. I never said I loved the idea behind the scenes. I said that I wasn't quite sure about it and it didn't make sense to me and I needed to see it. And I know I'm taking the long way around here, but I just want to make sure you guys fully understand how wrong this is what they are saying. Again, this whole time, I had not spoken to KSI about it once. I'm in Philadelphia, and Mams Taylor hits me with the actual seeing of what tag team boxing looked like. I think it was February 13th. But he sent me some training footage that you guys have now seen live of Derek Chisora, Idris Virgo, and others training the tag team boxing. And once I watched it and saw how smooth and how it looked like it could be better protected, I said, wow, this looks smoother than I thought and can work with the right rules defined. Then I doubled down on the newfound understanding I had of that video after I saw it on the 13th with a public video on the 19th, once again proving the things I say in private, I absolutely say in public.
Yeah.
All right, there's the tag. Referee steps in and they reset. Pretty smooth transition. I'm not mad at that at all. Guys working here, working. Go southpaw, boom, boom. And he goes into his corner, and a referee immediately steps in. So, again, I assume, and there's another back slap tag. God dang it. If we're going to be pro wrestling, let's just at least follow that rule set. The variety that you get with Misfits is something I think is pretty dope. It is.
I ain't gonna lie. If I remember correctly, bro, that fight was not looking like, it was not smooth like this, bro. At all.
Just at least follow that rule set. The variety that you get with Misfits is something I think is pretty dope. It isn't just one steady thing. There's a lot of different things you can latch onto and say, that's why I watch Misfits. That is why I watch influencer boxing. I'm not too mad at that. I just want to make sure it's done right. Where I complimented the idea of tag team boxing because now I had seen it and I was showing people how it could possibly operate if done safely. So,
yes.
KSI, you flat out lied here. And I can't believe you have because you had no reason to. JJ, you either lied or you're getting your information from people you may want to start to look a little closer at because I don't know what you're saying here, but it's flat out untrue.
And then online, he's there like, not sure about this. Don't think this is a good idea. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I'm like, bro, you 1 minute you're saying you like it to me in private and publicly you're saying what the public want to hear. So with Wade, he just wants to constantly
be on everyone's good side, as a journalist would.
Yeah, he's got to play the game. That is his.
So, no, I don't just want to be on everyone's good side. I don't just say what the public wants to hear. JJ, you should know better than anyone that I don't do that. When the first time we met, I made sure on the record, right in front of you, when Alex Wassabi pulled out of that fight while I was in Clapham, and I got all the news, and I came to you, and I already knew the right information. And to you, just like I had on Twitter when people attacked me for saying Alex Wassabi had a factual concussion and could not fight on 2 to 3 weeks' notice and should not fight with a recent concussion on 2 to 3 weeks' notice, I said the same thing to you in front of you in our interview.
I think Swarms is a better fighter than Alex Wassabi.
Really?
Yes, because at least he can get into the ring.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, what about Alex? Where's Alex?
Yeah,
couldn't even make it into the ring. So
listen, you know, obviously Alex is got the concussion issues. We want to make sure that we
are sensitive
to that.
I mean, no.
It is what it is, right? We move on.
I mean, Jake Paul's clowning on him.
I did see that.
Jay Paul's clowning on Alex, even though that's his guy.
It's his representative. I don't know what happened
I don't know.
Yeah, he's got to play the game. That is his job role, and his whole thing.
But I guess obviously that's going to rub me the wrong way.
Of course, but the public don't have that full story, so they're seeing him put out this little clip, and then they're seeing you bug out over this little clip, and they're thinking this is a massive overreaction.
I did bug out.
But even Toby is confused as to what it is that I do as a journalist. I don't play both sides. I am unbiased,
and he all right. Toby's saying that though. He's not lying either, or like he's not really that lost or confused, because journalists will fucking do that, bro. They gotta get a good title, a good headline, good pictures, good story, all of this to make them money. You feel me? So obviously off rip, a lot of people are gonna be like, oh well, that, you know, he kind of has to have a good eye in the public, because it's gonna make him and his team and his little you know what I'm saying, whatever he got going on is gonna make him look good. So I don't blame Toby for coming off that way. You know what I'm saying?
Confused as to what it is that I do as a journalist. I don't play both sides. I am unbiased.
I don't blame him, but here he is clarifying. You know what I'm saying? Now we know his head is not where, it's not about making money or getting the best headline story. It's not about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I'm not as to what it is that I do as a journalist. I don't play both sides. I am unbiased. And I'm not directing this at Toby, but it's just the wordage being used. There's a difference between playing both sides and saying what people want to hear, and being unbiased to both sides to make sure that I don't lean one way or another. And that's what I do. Because there is no side to me. There is no KSI side. There is no Jake side. There is the Joe Rogan rule or the commentary rule, which is you see what you say, and that's exactly what I do. So, JJ, if I didn't speak to you online since October before February 22nd, and I didn't speak to you in person since January 14th. And in person, if we talked on Fight Week, there was only one opportunity to do that, and that was when our face-to-face was about to be set up, and I had no idea about tag team boxing at that moment. When was it that we talked about it in person? You can enlighten me, please. And also, this is so silly that I even have to say this, but another reason I was in hot water or things were an issue or I was pissing people off behind the scenes was because I had an energy drink that I dared to say was scientifically better than Prime. When I was asked on Twitter for my honest opinion about my drink, one that I have partnered with and am invested in and believe in the product for, that doesn't contain any caffeine, that doesn't contain any sugar, I spoke honestly. When someone said, is it better than Prime? I said, in my opinion, yes. But I also, in that same tweet thread, responding to someone else that had said, oh, Wade, you're coming for Prime, I said, they're in their lane, I'm in mine. Because my drink is an alternative to people that don't necessarily want to go down the road of caffeinated drinks, but still want to have an energy boost. That's the reason I drink it. I have central nervous system problems that I'm still going through. It's why I'm in fucking Wales. And this drink offers me that alternative. And I was speaking on my own platform. I never brought that onto Misfits platforms. I never brought that onto DAZN platform. I never came out and said, hey, look at W.A.D.E, how much better it is than Prime. I've never done that. And people behind the scenes at Misfits.
Bro, if you're going to come at him for saying that, you guys might as well come at, what is it, the food theorist. Because he did a whole Prime versus Gatorade versus other energy drinks, and he was looking at the facts and the statistics and the ingredients. If you're gonna come at him, go at that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Said, hey, look at W.A.D.E, how much better it is than Prime. I've never done that. And people,
and again, who cares? It's his fucking opinion. You know what I'm saying? If it's better than Prime, okay. He's not telling you go drink this over Prime, or he's not telling you go drink Prime over this. He's just saying, I think this is better than Prime because this and that, and you know what I'm saying? And what people consume is different for everybody, bro. Everybody reacts differently.
Well, behind the scenes at Misfits still got upset at me for it. But the last big thing, and I guess this is where we'll end off, that was a big deal behind the scenes that came into the public. And again, just me being transparent, since these things are public now. You guys heard Mams Taylor.
Who else has built that fight like this? Look at my channel. No. Who has built that fight more?
Anyway, have fun on Kingpin, Wade.
I was offered to commentate Kingpin's tournament, and I turned that offer down multiple times because just like I told Kingpin and just like I told Mams, I wanted to help build Misfits and DAZN together. I wanted to help build the influencer boxing scene, and I saw Misfits and DAZN as the...
Well, he had every right to switch, to go to the other, to Kingpin, right? He had every reason to. And he still refused.
It's and DAZN together. I wanted to help build the influencer boxing scene, and I saw Misfits and DAZN as the best way to do that. And after weeks and weeks of getting this offer from Kingpin and turning it down, and actually when they asked me who would be a better fit if it wasn't me, pointing to my brother and saying FaZe Sensei, because people have not put the respect on his name for being one of the best in our scene at what he does. Not only breaking down fights, but showing real-life application of who has advantages because he does this. He got that opportunity, and when I tell you, I'm so happy for Isaiah. Like, he deserves that, and he's going to show you guys exactly why. That was fine, but the offer came in again to work alongside Sensei, and I went to Mams Taylor as recently as this week with that offer because, no, I'm not under contract with Misfits. I'm not even under long-term contract with DAZN, but I was trying to build, and I was trying to establish that long-term deal by telling Mams Taylor I want to be involved long-term
that boy
with
loyal.
Misfits and DAZN. I want to help.
Even when he shouldn't be loyal or has no reason to be loyal, he's loyal, bruh.
Build this scene, but I can't do this thing back and forth where I'm in purgatory and there's this deal on the table. I'm bringing it to you to say, I don't want to go do this. And again, it was the same answer, the purgatory thing, where they didn't know if they wanted to work long-term, and I was pissing people off behind the scenes, and he'd talk to people, and to this day, I never got that answer, but I don't think I was ever going to get it. But that's how Mams Taylor had the ammo to use that against me, and it is what it is, I guess. It was just something that was private, made public. And again, if we're talking about people being two-faced, it wasn't me that did that. So yeah, that's kind of it. I'm really just disappointed I had to make this video, honestly, because I'm older than JJ is, not by a lot, but I looked up to the guy. I did. And I believed him when he spoke. And to a degree, I still kind of do. But when things got personal with me, if you guys hadn't been around, when he dropped all those messages on me, if you guys hadn't come to support me on Twitter, on YouTube, on Reddit, which I saw, they would have buried me. And I don't know if I would have gotten an apology from KSI or Mams. Nope. What I do know is this channel's not going anywhere. We, as a community, the W.A.D.E concept community, the breakdown, I'm just going to keep covering the influencer boxing scene. Even if I'm not working these events, I'll be there doing everything that we already do, creating new ways to bring you guys interesting content that you like. And I'll always remain me, on camera and off. I'll tell you this, we're not going anywhere on this channel. And every single one of you that supported me, I appreciate you. I love you, and I got some things planned. What do I mean? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm not saying. My man approached this professional as shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? He had every right to clown and bash KSI if he wanted to. He's like, fuck that. That's not me. I'm not going to do that. That's not going to do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? Probably would have made shit worse. But nah, he approached this professionally. All right, shit. KSI. He maybe could have dug a little deeper, or again, at least talked to him. Feel me? I don't know, bro. Just KSI could have done better in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, the timing. I need the time for stamps. I don't know if he said it. Probably went over my head. I don't know. When the podcast was recorded. Was it after he made that tweet? Was it after he apologized and he's still saying he's two-faced? You know what I'm saying? Like, when was it? Because if it was after the apology, all right, nah, you're kind of dragging it, bro. Your apology, it didn't mean shit at that point. If you were talking about the situation after you apologized on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, keep your head up, champ. You and everyone else know what you stand for. We'll always stand with you, W.A.D.E. W.A.D.E is such a class act. Where you got emotional at the end there. Life throws tests at us. And we have to go through them and turn out even stronger. Respect. Always support. W. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, when you're wrong, you're wrong. You got to take accountability and own up to it. If not, people are going to come at your neck and be hopeful that, you know, you accept it. And you take accountability. But hey, I don't know what you guys thought, though. That's my reaction. If you enjoyed, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't. And I'm out.